Yeah. The puns keep rolling. We've not even gotten through draft yet. That's a bad sign.
That's it. But where will this Syndra go? We know because Lucian has been locked in. That will be our bot lane Lucian. It will be a mid lane Syndra. So a very traditional composition.
Okay. This is a very specific call out.
Lay it on us.
But back when the both of us were casting the Esports Nations game, we did see the Lucian top into some very specific matchups. It's not always good. Lucian's solo lane has been taken off the board largely since his real point of power. But just the fact that this is MIBR, that this is a potential upset game where if you were going to throw something a bit unusual out there, I could see it from them.
What I love is when you come into these games, right, and you go, oh, I expect this, I expect that, and you don't get it. Because these players, they go, you know what's a really good counter pick in a 1v1? Something you haven't seen, something you don't expect. And here and now, in the first game of the BO3s, is the time to test those waters. Is the time, like you said, to chuck a Lucian in that top lane. But again, it depends on that matchup, and they don't know what's in top, so I really don't think this Lucian's going to be that one.
Worth noting, Xiaoxu banning the Renekton for JDG, or JDG banning the Renekton, implies to me they are angling for an Embessa. Rel has been very much rising in priority here, but I'm expecting now for JDG to see an Embessa going top. It's already got a good pairing because you lock him in the Cataclysm and Embessa. Sure, the ult's been nerfed on the cast time, but it's still fantastic as a follow-up. That'll work just fine with the Orianna Jarvan setting up for you.
It's damn near impossible to miss inside of that Cataclysm.
So they tell me.
Yeah, so you.
I do it anyway, but don't worry about it.
You're like, I've tried and I've missed everything, but I love Shen, right? Shen brings that sort of global meta, so we're shifting away from it. Split 1 was very global meta. Split 2, we started to shift away, and now we're firmly in the mage meta. But I love a good global. As Pantheon hovered, maybe the Shen.
I think I prefer the Shen personally, although the Leona will work just fine as a follow-up in the Jarvan. Honestly, any of those picks I think would work just fine. You've already got the Ezreal, so that means that realistically, you can go leave lane, as we love to see from a lot of our supports early on, the level 2, the level 3 ganks.
Yeah.
Very, very strong. And considering you've got a Jarvan to play with, you've got an Ambassador and Orianna to play through, I think you're happy enough with that.
Yeah, you've definitely got that backline dive with that Ambassador, the J4 able to get there as well.
Okay.
Solar Flare itself, no slouch on landing on the backlines, that's slow or stun, depending if you're in the center or the sides of it. But we look at MIBR.LOS, right? Spell Shield on that Nocturne will protect him from quite a bit of that. Syndra has a healthy amount of range. Lucian's mobility, no slouch in that area. Rel, pretty darn tanky, but what will they lock in for their top side?
Oh, this is fun! There we go.
Locked in!
I am so excited. Look, the Lucian was something, I don't want to say a meme, but we're saying, hey, this is a team that likes to be creative, is where we want to go with it. Was the Lucian going top? Not necessarily, not even likely, but it was just a kind of heads up that this is the team that MIBR.LOS want to beat. They want to catch you off guard. A Tryndamere will do just that.
Zest is bringing the zest again here, like he did yesterday. I'm loving this. And we saw Ackerman yesterday on the Rel had nearly a 100% kill participation.
Yeah.
Got involved in every fight, was roaming, was setting his top and mid lane up for success. So it looks like he plans to repeat that same energy here in this game 1 against JDG, but it's not the same opponent.
Look, the Leona's become more meta recently, but otherwise these are champions we have been seeing tried and true from JDG across the year, across multiple different organizations and leagues and tournaments, and it works pretty damn well. You lock in an Orianna Jarvan, you skirmish well, you team fight well, you can play towards the Ambassador and side lane, very flexible, very potent. MIBR have clearly come in and said, right, we want to make things a little more unorthodox, make things a bit more uncomfortable. Okay, so what you do now is a Jarvan Ambassador, even an Orianna, where you go and try and blow up this Tryndamere, and he presses R. And then the extended fire happens. And what happens then?
Well, we will find out when we hit the rift. But right now, I'm really loving this. We've got a, dare I say, more traditional draft coming out of JDG.
That's the way I think of it, yeah.
And we've got the spicy, interesting, exciting draft coming out of MIBR.LOS. But that doesn't mean it's going to be an easy win for them, right? These are the best of the best in the world. They have answers. They'll be able to kite. They'll be able to outplay. You throw in that curveball and they adapt quickly.
Well, the armies are mustered. The front lines are drawn here at the Kadir City Battleground. JDG versus MIBR.LOS, made in Brazil, versus Jingdong Gaming. Two very different organizations with very different trajectories and histories and everything. fighting here today to keep that key alive. Lose, it's in a crusher. It paves the way to the trophy for someone else. And I tell you, every team I've seen give up that key looks devastated, and you can understand why. On the center of the trophy, all the way over on stage 8, you might even be able to catch the STC arena noise. It's pretty loud over there right now. They've got the trophy up there. Yeah. And on it, it reads, "Nothing is granted, everything is earned." It's even written in Korean because it was Genji that won it last year. So they do it in the winning team's language just to make sure it's that little bit more personalized.
Yeah, they're definitely the defending champions, Genji. But one thing that I love as well is that they've got that press just behind us, and you can hear it crush the key, and it is
a genuine
loud.
thump. It's horrible.
As it crushes their hopes and dreams, snaps them in twain, you hear the kunk, and you're like, oh, there it goes, homewards.
But we may be a ways away from Riyadh, but the boulevard of broken keys is more of a mental thing than it is a physical one for all the keys paved away. And we have got a little bit of a pause before we get into game. Should be in there shortly. When we know more, if we're allowed to tell you more, we'll let you know. But it does give us a bit of more time to break down what we're saying, because obviously what we saw from MIBR was a lot of priority going to the Nocturne. Very strong level 1 champion. And then you get to play through a Tryndamere later on with the level 6. You get to play through a Syndra at the level 6. That is a potent burst combo of your own.
Yeah, it definitely feels like they're going to have some strong options in those fights. Obviously, though, that dive, it feels like it's a very one-way street. We've seen a few of these compositions before where it's all in and no out. But enough about what the draft was. Let's talk about what the game will be, because we are now on Summoner's Rift for the first game of today's BO3 between MIBR.LOS and JDG Gaming at EWC 2026, the Qiddiya City Battleground.
Oh, I don't know whether you heard that, but I certainly did, and it brought a smile to my face. The Jingdong Jiaos. Jiao meaning add oil is what it means. It's from the motor racing scene, and it's basically kind of Korean fighting. Whenever you hear that one from the LCK, and normally back in the LPL, JDG are famous for their chant leader having the voice of God. Like, I tell you, the man has lungs. But the people they've got come over here to Paris are doing a fine job of filling in, I tell you. They've got some volume there.
It feels like they're well represented for sure, as we do get some bot lane shenanigans. And this is like the hallmark of these games as well. These players, they're not scared to engage immediately. It is on site. They're almost 00 agents. They've got licenses to kill, and they are not holding back here. And we do take a look at the junglers. They've both started on their respective bot sides. As in live, we do see Zest just farming some CS there on that Tryndamere. Love the skin.
We even get the little 3D view of that very evil-looking Tryndamere causing some trouble. Gala gets a bit chunked out there. And again, Lucian early on, very potent. We aren't really seeing the Lucian Nami anymore because Imperial Mandate nerfs have or changes. Let's be real. It's not necessarily a nerf. Just different champions are getting value. HongQ got left a little low there by Feisty, by the way. Thank you for pointing that one out, Logan. But as a result, Lucian's big pairing's been the Millia. Banned away. And he still gets that Vigilance passive off from CC. Good scatter the week. HongQ is not having fun. Those Orianna nerfs proving to be a little bit more than I think HongQ was necessarily hoping for. Gets the level up, little safer. But yeah, no, I'm a little nervous too, Logan.
HongQ sticking around to make sure he gets that cannon minion, and Feisty ready to punish there. Does have all summoners available, but HongQ gonna respect the potential damage from Feisty. He's taking that early recall now. So good job by Feisty to get that control. Zest rotating back up to the top.
And worth noting, Zest took that opportunity to go into the jungle, which is why he's rotating. So got that ward on the Gromp and has spotted out Junjia. You got the priority. One of the best things you can do as a top laner is get a ward that spots out the jungle. We have seen so many top laners. Bin hurts me every time by being a little bit greedy with those ward placements, shall we say. And it makes your life a lot easier, especially in a volatile matchup like Ignite Tryndamere top into Ambessa, about knowing where the jungler is.
Not only Ignite, but Hail of Blades as well. This is an aggressive Tryndamere that we will be seeing out of Zest, and I look forward to the impact as they're trading on that top side. Zest going low. Xiaoxu, though, still 75% health, and Zest will respect it, backs away. I love that we're calling a fight that we can't even see right now because I'm seeing the health bars going low on the mini-map.
Well, we have to look over here, though, as Curse and Ackerman find Vampire on the road. Crash down with some Ferromancy. Gala zoning off Duduhh. Still pretty tanky. Vampire here, but look at the side. Here comes Junjia. Duduhh in. The flag. The drag. Vampire survives for now. Not staked. Not in the sunlight.
Yeah, Vampire Flash heal burn. We see Junjia burn that flash as well. So a great job from MIBR.LOS to get a lot of summoners out.
My days, that was close. The ball just went wide, and your former CFO boy is not having the easiest time here. At least it's staying even with the CS. Curse looking for the invade on the respawn of these Raptors and gets it. They go in. There's a crash down. Damage onto Vampire. He's fleeing from the unspeakable horror. Gala goes in with the arcane shift. Went Ackerman's next Q. Flash away from Ackerman, and Gala keeps on rolling forwards. Lethal tempo stack, but can't commit any further. The flash is down. Junjia still chasing here. I don't think he's going to have that much more he can do. The Scuttle Crab has spawned. Ackerman here with Duduhh. I don't know about this, Junjia.
MIBR.LOS have the numbers. They're chasing Junjia out of the forest jungle here. Well done by MIBR.LOS. What a great sequence of plays. MIBR.LOS aggressed onto JDG, forced 3 flashes out of them, so they knew that they could take this jungle from JDG. JDG didn't want to let it happen. They came back to meet MIBR.LOS. They get first blood on MIBR.LOS with the bounty gold and make good their retreat.
All you analysts at home, go look over the past 5 minutes, because it starts before this burning the flashes. They re-invade onto the Raptors, and this is the chaos that unfolds. They have the summoner advantage to work with.
That's it. Summoners can be life or death. As we go back to this top side, Zest retreating from what was doubtlessly a play onto his life. Ackerman, though, in the area to respond. Xiaoxu's going to need to respect this, looking for a play.
And he's got level 6 right now. That means he can get so very angry indeed. He's untied with his rage. He flashes over the public execution, but doesn't get the kill. The ignite's not enough. And Xiaoxu shuts down the Tryndamere.
Yeah, that level 6, so important for the play. And MIBR.LOS curse in the area, though. I think they've overcommitted. They need to kind of just clear this wave, back away, and call it what it is. A lost fight as we go 1-1. Oh my gosh, some of these fights, I don't know if they're going to turn into something real, especially when Xiaoxu's so low. But let's take a look at this one again on that top side. As we saw, Zest hitting that level 6 in the middle of the fight, able to extend it out. Buffers Xiaoxu's ultimate. I actually think he flashed the ultimate there.
He did, yeah.
Able to dodge it. And then the kite out by Vampire. You can't catch me, Xiaoxu, able to take Zest down.
And despite not hitting the ult from Xiaoxu, he's still just got more HP to work with. Ackerman out of cooldowns, and it just meant things got a little bit too challenging. They tried to play around the fact that Zest was about to hit 6 and just didn't end up working out that well. Something
I want to call out here is Duduh's actually building a healthy lead in CS over Gala.
Very true.
All of this skirmishing, all of this fighting is leaving these 2 bot laners alone, and Duduh's liking this fight. He's taking away that gold lead. Right now, 400 over to the face of MIBR.LOS, but the first Drake of the game, an Ocean Drake, has spawned, and JDG are the ones with vision control.
But Sports come roaming on in, the shockwaves there, HongQ stunned up. But HongQ presses R rather than Q and gets the kill.
Yeah, Junjia here, though, has shown up. All right. I was going to say if there was any follow-up, they would have been able to get Ackerman, but Ackerman plays that one nice and safe. That shockwave did so much damage so early.
Yeah, and even with only a mana crystal in inventory, it's not even an amp tone, still manages to get enough done there onto the Syndra, which had otherwise been having some very good trades on screen in the early lane. That hasn't led to a CS discrepancy, hasn't led to any kills for the Syndra, and now she finds herself down.
Ackerman.
A lot of gold as Ackerman did look a little bit at Vampire there, but again, it is support rel, and your damage is, how do I put this nicely? Non-existent?
Negligible. I was going to say it's a non-zero number, but it's pretty good. Mathematics terms were invented for the amount of damage rel cannot do. Oh my goodness, but priority is over to JDG on this Drake should they decide to pull the trigger. I just don't think they want to yet. I think they want to get priority in other lanes as both of these bot laners are back on the Rift. We do see though Gala heading to the top side, whereas Duduhh is still very much bot side focused.
Worth noting as well, Curse got the Paranoia available at some point in the near future. I am expecting a Paranoia to be pulled. You can play towards potentially Zest with that. You could try and jump on someone like HongQ if you get the opportunity, but he's not going to be in too much danger there right now. Merc Tread's value already very high.
I love some Merc Treads. It really reduces the amount of time that you're stuck in that CC, but we do see JDG, they've started up these grubs, and as you were saying, Paranoia now available for... Oh my goodness.
And it's the shotgun R into Scout of the Week, but HongQ's able to speed away. Now the turnaround. As in goes Vampire, he gets a Command Protect, which sets up for the easiest shockwave of HongQ's life.
The fight's not done though. MIBR.LOS though trying to repel JDG.
Buffers through with the Zenith Blade. Xiaoxu's own ult is turned around from though with a good flash. Now Duduh's here with the culling. Looking to pick up a kill, can't quite do it. All the while, Junjia wasn't even here because he was doing the grubs.
JDG find themselves at 3-1. The gold is even. The Drake is up. Both teams though looking to return to a sense of normality here after that lengthened skirmish in the mid lane. Neither side willing to relinquish, even though JDG did come out on top and secured themselves that grubs. Because like you said, Junjia, he was working that jungle objective the whole time. He could have joined, turned it in their favor, but acknowledged he didn't need to.
And look, MIBR.LOS have tried to put in something spicy, something a bit different, try and catch people off guard. Sure, the Nocturne, not that surprising, but when you go for these plays, you pull all these triggers and you get nothing, you lose kills, you lose the objective, even on the proactive move you make, it's tough to see.
Yeah, and I love what happened here, right? So Feisty got a great engage on the HongQ, a lot of damage down, and we saw Curse immediately rip that paranoia as we were talking about it. But the response from Vampire critically caught Curse in that shockwave, which dragged him under the turret, and there was nothing for him to do.
Eyes on the gold as it stands, only a couple hundred to JDG, but they have gotten themselves those early grubs, and they've kind of weathered some of the early storm that could have gone wrong, but Zest over the wall finds Gala. He's got an R button. That means he can make his rage undying. Crash down from Ackerman. What does Gala have to work with? A flash and a dream. We'll have the turret aggroed on him, but it's just a spinning slash through, and the Ezreal is decapitated.
Yeah, Ackerman had to go in there to take those turret shots, to tank it up for Zest to be able to successfully die, but on the other side of the rift,
returning the favor. The other top laner trying to get something else, but he doesn't have his support with him. And also the Nocturne is here, does not have the paranoia, so Xiaoxu could be in danger. TP in from the, I want to say the Rel here, who's got the spellbook.
That's it. Spellbook is so flexible. I love the options that it can bring to you. Ackerman trying to catch Xiaoxu, gets a good ward down, keeps them here. Xiaoxu will respond. Feisty in the mid lane.
He is not feeling so feisty anymore as a command protect, and a clockwork wind-up is good. More than good enough to pick up the kill on Feisty.
Yeah, no flash on Feisty there. Forced to just walk away.
Whoa! In comes the paranoia. It ain't done yet. Flashes over the flag of the Dragon. The fear from the unspeakable horror. And Curse turns it around 1-for-1. Cataclysm comes down. I don't know about the extended trade though. Junjia has to back away. Burns the ult to very limited avail.
Curse was doing so much damage, I was actually concerned Junjia wasn't even going to win that 1v1 trade. They respect it and back away from one another there. This is a very bloody game. We're 11 minutes in, there's 7 kills gone over. That first Drake of the game, though, still hasn't been taken at the 11th minute.
And look, both of these teams have been desperate to get a genuine advantage, but it feels like the gold has gone one way slightly and then flipped right back the other. No team has really managed to secure something meaningful in terms of a true lead as yet. There's been good punches back and forth. The jungle invades earlier from MIBR. The turnaround plays in mid lane. It's more about who on each team has got an advantage, and of course, it will be the former LCP superstar in HongQ who's leading the way right now for the side of JDG, but Xiaoxu eating a little bit of damage there as the Ball of the Slayer came on down and told him he was a coward. That's a little chicken above his head. See? They even get a little symbol for it.
That's it. A little bit of damage.
Really good.
You're welcome.
Wow. Well, okay.
I have it on the soundbar here. I just go, and it's ready to roll. But Xiaoxu just lost 50% of his health, and it feels like all Zest wanted to do was go in, clear the wave, and run away. It's just crazy the amount of damage coming out of this, but does have that one completed item. Xiaoxu, though, with the Eclipse, will now be able to trade a little more effectively, have that buffer. Gold lead, as you said, not too significant. 12 minutes in, 700 over to MIBR.LOS. That's nothing to write home about. CS advantages. Zest is up. Duduhh significantly up over Gala, but we've seen Gala here before. We know he can play from behind and get back into this as they jockey for vision control around this first Drake.
He's going to need to. The game one on the Mage earlier today was okay, I think is the way to put it. The Syndra was fine, but it wasn't spectacular. It wasn't Gala at its best. Make no mistake about it. And here on the Ezreal, a champion he's much more known for, being down, what is that, 30, 40 CS? That's rough to see. That's not what you expect from a player with the kind of history and caliber that Gala allegedly has. I think over the last split, though, has been struggling a little bit. And Vampire just about caught up for a second or two, but the crash down will leave that away. MIBR.LOS starting at the Dragon.
That's it. MIBR.LOS first to this Dragon. Ackerman cleared out that vision, had a little tussle with Vampire. The poke is there. They're zoning them away. Only 2 members of JDG here right now. Gala back at the Dragon Pit.
There goes the paranoia. Junjia wins the smite. The shockwave's on. The magnet storm follows. And they try to turn around Xiaoxu with the backside. Gets damaged down. Junjia gets that kill on the rel. The flag and drag out. Zest is angry. But does he survive? And Vampire flashes for the CC. Cataclysm. Duduhh survives. But the rest of the team ain't having so much fun. The barrier gives himself a vigilance. But again, Vampire. The shield is in. And the double tap's hard enough to bring down the Ezreal.
Duduhh played around that blue buff spectacularly. He popped that barrier. Gala was unable to land skill shots because he was just hitting the blue buff, but it still wasn't enough for Duduhh to execute any heroics in the backside of that. Blade has that small root on it. The Q with the stun, so important as they're playing patiently. Gala over the backside. That paranoia is ripped, the TP committed, but Vampire is just herding Ackerman away here. Tanks some of that culling, protecting the backline of HongQ and Gala. Zest is trying to get something done, but he just gets brought so low. Vampire, Zenith Blade Q. The fight's done. Xiaoxu's in the back line. There's nothing MIBR.LOS could do.
Turns out that was just a dying rage. The unpart was unfortunately not there, and Vampire, oh, he's the undead one, right? It's in the name. Shows the Tryndamere how it's really done. There's a look at the damage in that fight as well. Xiaoxu popping off on that, and Bessa got in and started spinning around with those blades. A lacerate or two will do that into a clump.
I mean, yeah, the #1 damage dealer onto champions. That's what happens when you find your way into the back line. Multiple members, every AoE skill doing maximum amounts of damage. So you really do love to see it. It was a great team fight. MIBR.LOS, every single role quest completed. But JDG, they're on the rift. They've got the grubs, they got the first Drake, and now they have that rift herald.
Yeah.
They have the potential to crack the mid lane wide open.
I completely agree. And again, even things like taking the grubs away from Tryndamere, who wants to spend his life in a side laning. Team fights are harder because you get CC too much and your ult means very little, right? You have limited value from it. Sure, if you get Giga Fed, you two-shot someone. Welcome to your auto crits that come through from your passive. Ain't that a dumb mechanic? Not that I am salty in any way about that. But it's still hard to do. We saw what Vampire could do with that, and denying the split push a little bit, winning these objective fights. Sure, the gold is still within touching distance. I'm a little nervous about how these fights have been playing out over the last 5 minutes.
One thing that is working in the favor of MIBR.LOS's bot side at the very least is that Vampire is the one getting the kills, not Gala. So yes, that Leona a little bit tankier than you would probably like, but Duduhh and Gala are at least on, you know, Duduh's ahead of Gala. I was going to say relatively even footing. They both have completed items, but that CS advantage means there's a little more gold in the pocket of Duduhh, and that means that's an AD carry that MIBR.LOS can rally around and potentially develop into a win condition here.
They're going to have to try and make that work. Lucian, wonderful mid-game spike. Harder to execute as the game goes on. You've got to walk that line very carefully on the Lucian to get value out of the fact that you're short range, that you can dash around, but you are then at risk of things like a Jarvan stun, of a Leona jumping on you, with Bessa getting in range. Zest can't really get threat here, not quite down, and he just burns out. He doesn't pull the ult, and he just burns away. I don't know whether he had the ult available. My impression was he did, and he just didn't expect that extended burn.
I don't think he expected that amount of damage.
Yeah.
Every skill shot from HongQ landed, took him below 25%. The flag and drag helped. The burn came through and ended him. Now, JDG, they're overloading his bot side. Rift Herald takes the bot side tier 1. We see Junjia rushing it into that bot side tier 2. A massive amount of gold injected into the pockets of JDG. They're 3.5k up off this play.
So, how much are you missing HongQ right now?
Look, as an LCP caster, I'm missing him so very, very much. He was CFO's superstar mid laner. We all saw him in 2025 on the global stage. He was able to get so much work done, and honestly, it was a smart decision by JDG to pick him up.
Look, he's only been involved, or not been involved rather, in 1 kill. He's been having a great game. 5 of the team's 8 kills, or 9 kills rather, in general. He's been involved in 8 of them. There we go, that's where I was going with it. Numbers are hard. Doing maths on air is always a cardinal sin. Don't do it, guys.
That's why we get paid to talk.
Correct, yes, so not to do maths. 15 seconds on the Dragon as well. But as it stands now, you've got the Blackfire Torch, you've got the Rocket Belt, you've got the Chain Lace Crushes, you've got 8 stacks on the Dark Seal, AP, tankiness, mobility, extended damage. This Orianna is ready to roll.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, 8 out of 9, that's something like an 85% kill participation right now. And I know we said we don't do maths, but I'm pretty comfortable and confident with mine. Jack will correct me. But 4K up for JDG, 1 Drake with the second Drake on the Rift. So I have to imagine JDG is going to be looking to start stacking this win condition up. It will depend on what the soul is, though, which side will ultimately try and claim it. Because if it's a Chemtech, I really like that on the side of JDG. They've got the Bruiser in J4. They've got the tank in Leona. And, you know, Ambessa, no slouch with that damage reduction either.
No, and even people like Vampire being so ahead with the upgraded support item, Zest actually now having a bit of a trade with Xiaoxu. Again, that gold lead that Zest did have is kind of disappeared. Sure, you've got this Ravenous Hydra for a bit more sustain, but you go for the all-in right now. I'm not sure you win unless you bring everyone.
5v1!
They're going to try and make it happen. There's the public execution. Jingdong Gaming! Look at the turnaround. The Gala comes on down. The down range is there. The unleashed power gets the shutdown. Unspeakable horror there as well will force Xiaoxu away. Absolutely everyone not named Gala was in the top lane. Whoa! They
immediately let rip with the TP. They brought 5 members to that top lane. The way JDG responded, though, and were able to turn it around, but MIBR.LOS still come out on top. Well played by them to pull the trigger. Junjia, the only one to go down from JDG, but it is something. It is signs of life from MIBR.LOS here.
The problem is JDG got members with HP, so they're going to be able to play for this top turret. Gala was alone in mid, got most of the plates there. Yes, you did kill Junjia, though, so the smite's off the table. Potentially you can play for the Dragon. The problem is, sure, you get a kill. You're now down 3,000 gold, and that's before the turret's fallen.
Yeah, but I mean, you can't play for another Dragon for 4 minutes because JDG got it before the fight.
Hang on.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I said, did Gala get that earlier as well? I think, oh no, Junjia's dead. They could go for the Dragon. No, you're right. I missed that with the violence. Whoops, there we go.
That's it. They snuck the Drake while MIBR.LOS were looking to the top side as they look again to this bot side. Xiaoxu under pressure one more time.
There is no ult on Zest, but will it matter as Duduhh gets a few more of those vigilance autos down, and the kill is good. Zest does not eat another turret shot. He's out.
Has to be single-digit health.
2
members from JDG. They're hunting him though.
He's looking for that reset. I don't blame him. How he's got 2 seconds on the ult, 1 second on the ult. It's there, but not in time. He falls regardless, and Duduhh is unfortunately now in a 1v2, and HongQ it's just going to keep throwing down tomatoes.
Oh my
Not
God.
a bad attempt. I will give it to him, but HongQ's got the burn.
Oh my goodness. Duduhh was working overtime, and it still was not enough to try and get one back, but the collapse from JDG. MIBR.LOS overloaded that bot side just to get that one kill, and Zest nearly went down for it, as we see here. Zest starts trading with Xiaoxu. Ackerman coming in, Duduhh from the top lane. Ackerman goes in to get the aggro, but unfortunately goes too far away, so it goes over to Zest, so he's forced to flash, and JDG respond. They're rushing from mid. Vampire Junjia, they get the orb to get the vision, so they know that Zest is behind this alcove. Junjia with the perfect spotted dragon flag. Duduhh on the backside trying to get something done to HongQ, but it is not enough. I loved the initiative from MIBR.LOS. I love the response from JDG a little bit more.
It ends up getting them more. That 3,000 gold lead holds. They've got Grubs, they've got Dragon, they've got the turrets down largely as well. All of those outer turrets now fallen in their favor. And look, they drafted something very comfortable to them. Vampire, hell, when he debuted, he was spamming Leona. He's going to be grateful that's back in meta. We're now in a position where the kills are there, the map control is there, even the scaling arguably in some ways is there with Orianna and Ezreal, and of course this Ambessa now picking up her second item and the way her ult scales in terms of the passive Omnivamp and armor pen you get from just hitting people. It's getting alarming now for MIBR.LOS.
Yeah, and I mean, we take a look at the items as well. We've got that arm guard for HongQ, that extra survivability. He's going to be much harder to shut down. Junjia with that black cleaver in the Sundered Sky, that sustain as well as chipping away at the opponent's armor is just fantastic.
Oh, I've just gone to the library, and I think HongQ has as well. He has taken that Dark Seal and gone, you know, I could have had a full Sonya's, but I've got an arm gun, that'll be fine. I want the Medjais!
He's definitely gone with that more aggressive build. If we were shocked with the damage earlier, we're going to be blown away when he lands that shockwave coupled with Junjia's Cataclysm. It will annihilate, it will delete a team, but 3.5k gold lead, Baron on the Rift, Drake up in 45 seconds. Yeah, if I'm MIBR.LOS, I'd be okay giving this one over to give myself more time to build gold, get it into my AD carry, because you don't have to lose it all on the third Drake.
Might be in danger as Junjia gets stunned, but Feisty needs to run away. The ball's now been put on top of him, but the command protect won't turn into a significantly more aggressive variant. Dragon 20 seconds away. The move speed from this Orianna with the Medjais, with the command dissonance, gets very difficult to lock her down, and so easy to pick up the assists with the shields, with the shockwaves.
Yeah, but look, JDG, they're in the jungle of MIBR.LOS. It feels like they can't leave the safety of their tier 2 turrets now, and they have all of the vision control that they need for this dragon that has just spawned. I feel like this will be a JDG third dragon, and that will put them on soul point. That will put a win condition and a timer in play. I mean, it's already less than 50%. MIBR.LOS aren't even close to this one.
And look, you've drafted for a burst comp. You've drafted for Nocturne to ult into a side lane. As there's a blade from Vampire, that's very deep, but he's pretty tanky. Paranoia proc, there's the Magnus top. Look at Gala on the other side, it's bringing out some mystic shots. Curse, need to back away, stays alive for now. Xiaoxu trading with Zest. All the while, the public execution puts Lucian in the morgue. Curse taken out as well, and Jing Dong Gaming take no prisoners. They only take lives, as Orianna does die. A few pages torn out of the book, but it will matter not in the grand scheme of things.
3 for 1 over to JDG, and we are in the year of 2026. Why are we putting full Cullings into Leonas? Have we not learned? As JDG Gaming, they take the fight, they will take the Baron, and inevitably march down on the nexus of MIBR.LOS, because there's so many advantages. It's 4.5k gold. They're going to reset and buy some items, but let's take a look at this one again. It starts out pretty innocuously. Vampire, Flash, Esports is taken over the wall, but the Protoplasm Belt keeps Vampire alive. The healing comes through, and Duduhh, you've already spent everything. JDG collapse, take him out. The Cataclysm locks MIBR.LOS in. It's lucky they got something back.
Yeah, literally had the scatter Zhonya's and then flashed to get at least an R button down, but that was as best you could do. Feisty gets something, gets a few pages out of the book, but let's be real, 1 kill, couple assists. HongQ's right back where he started. I don't think he's going to care too much about that. Junjia now with the Guardian Angel. Gala edging towards a Shojin himself. We're nearly at what will likely be a Death's Dance or a Guardian Angel for the Ambessa. 3,500 gold, soul point. The list just keeps going.
Oh, flash forward.
It is indeed, and it's a Cataclysm to follow that flash. And HongQ, well, I said it would be relatively easy to pick up another kill. What do you know? It was Jarvan sets it up, and HongQ knocks him down.
There's that classic wombo combo you were talking about in the draft, right? It's Junjia diving forward with that Cataclysm, that shockwave coming out of HongQ on that Orianna. You are dead before you can even react. The aggressive flash forward, but they are marching on the Nexus.
5 versus 4, it's a good stun. Gala gets chunked but not down. Could look to reset. Zest isn't there. Finally teleports back in. The culling comes on down onto HongQ, who needs to flash away. Maybe this is a moment here for MIBR.LOS to find something. Zest goes spinning in with that spinning slash. The scout of the week again onto Xiaoxu. They're trying to turn this one around. Scatters away again. JDG on the retreat, successfully so.
Yeah, JDG respecting the potential damage here from MIBR.LOS, and this is part of their intelligent gameplay. This is part of why they are so strong, is that they know when the fight could be 50-50, so they're like, you know what, we don't have to lose it here. We don't have to risk it. We got the inhibitor. We have that mid lane priority and pressure for the next few minutes. And I mean, in the next few minutes, that 4th Drake of the game will come up. JDG doubtlessly want to get that. They're on that sort of soul point. If they can secure it, get the soul, that's another win condition online.
Like, I'm not sure they call this a power play at this point. It's +7 gold. But the point is, you still broke the base. Still got the inhibitors. Yes, Zest got some gold back. Actually has now got a Lord Dominic's regards. That's a good point for this Tryndamere in terms of your ability to potentially find a way to come back in this game. But still, you are one team fight away from lights out. Make no mistake about it.
That's it. And Gala just finished his Shojins, as you called a little earlier as well. So that's a 3-item completed AD carry for JDG, but not to be outdone on the other side. dare I say, Duduhh still the kind of hope here to play around.
For sure.
Feisty is stepping up, though, does have the Chovy belt as well. These items coming online, but look at the gold differential. They're currently 4K up, but JDG at one point were 5. So MIBR.LOS, they're not out of this yet, but they are hard up against it. 1 minute till the Drake, 3 minutes till the next possible Baron play here. MIBR.LOS on the defensive. They have to prevent JDG from ending this soon.
Zest at this point probably has the power to 1v1 most people on the Rift. How often is he going to get a 1v1? I just don't know.
I don't see it happening. Yeah, you are so right. Duduhh here, though, clearing his wave out. He's the one with the damage. He'll be able to effectively stop these sort of super minions coming through onto the base. 30 seconds till the next Drake, so you see the pings coming down on the minimap. MIBR.LOS want to get some sort of vision control, but JDG will be looking to jump them and get a numbers advantage to try and get this 4th Drake, to try and secure that soul.
3 items largely done across the board for everyone. If there was a point to come back in, well, this would probably do it. JDG in the river first. Control wards in the lime bush, in the banana bush.
They do have the priority. They have the control. It is up to MIBR.LOS to force their way in here.
All the while, look at Xiaoxu looking for an angle, looking to find something in. Feisty loses a third. All the while, Gala throwing up mystic shots, and Essence Flux is looking to get a bit more poke down, a bit more damage. Ackerman eats some of it. And at the front of the line is this poor Iron Horsewoman. They go into the paranoia, trying to get to the backline. HongQ survives. The Undying Rage is there, but again, it feels like a lie. Duduhh gets something. HongQ goes golden. Feisty buys a moment, but just gets melted as Junjia brings him down with a Dragon Strike.
Yeah, Duduhh was able to 1v1 Gala on the backside, but what's MIBR.LOS supposed to do when all of their damage was on Duduhh and it's gone? JDG able to win the rest of that team fight handily, secure this Mountain Drake and Mountain Soul. They're going to be just that much harder to kill for the rest of this game, but I don't see it lasting that much longer.
Look, Curse and Zest, full sent, credit to him. You know what you have to do as a Trendemir and a Nocturne when your back's against the wall. But HongQ, he's got so much move speed with a Rocket Belt, with the Medjais, with the Zhonyas. How on earth do you kill this man in time? And he just walks away and the book is nearly full. He's got 1 page remaining and that's just to sign the credits at the end of the game.
There is no more after that 25th page. The story will finish right there. JDG stealing away the jungle of MIBR.LOS. As we go to this again, it was a sort of extended trade here. They're poking, prodding, trying to find a way in to prevent JDG from getting this Drake as Feisty goes low, and it feels like JDG earned themselves the advantage. MIBR.LOS, though, they understand the importance, the criticality of this Drake. Xiaoxu finds a way on the Zest, and Vampire does such a good job holding Ackerman away that the fight around the Drake is so heavily one-sided. Yes, Duduhh gets Gala, but MIBR.LOS just had no damage to stop JDG.
That was like 3 flashes in every ultimate to try and kill HongQ, and he still survives. Like, they legitimately could do no more there other than have Duduhh as well, but again, he gets Gala. That's not bad. The problem is at this point, you're 5,000 gold down, you're into Mountain Soul as a burst comp. There's no Serpent's Fang here. This is going to be a very tough time. Ackerman throws down a Magnus Storm, but unfortunately, it's easy enough to split those poles apart. Zest goes Undying, but again, you can only be so angry for so long. The Cataclysm down. Junjia gets the kill. Unstoppable. A double for another one of those LCP imports. A triple to Junjia, who might even be able to pick up another.
What a blowout of a fight. It's a clean ace over to JDG from the LPL, and it looks like they want to close this game out here and now. 30 plus seconds before anyone from MIBR.LOS is able to respawn and try and defend these Nexus turrets, and the wave is here. It's going to end now.
The Nexus turrets are broken in a matter of moments. JDG saw the flexes, saw the creativity in the draft, and smiled. The mid-game fights were too much. The Trendemir value was stifled, and Jingdong